That was in the book.
Yeah.
Mark Halpern's.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, you have seen the tip of the spear in terms of drones. Your movie recounts the aftermath of several drone strikes and the growth of JSOC, the Special Operations Command. How is this playing on the ground? You've brought the voices from the ground back who've been at the other end of that.
First, I want to thank everyone for coming out, and I think it really is a testament to the sort of spirit of open dialogue that exists here, and I think I speak for all of us just to say that we're honored to be with all of you. When I announced on Twitter that I was going to come here, all these liberals just started piling on and attacking me, like, you know, libertarians have cooties or something, you know. And it's funny because you know, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm a journalist, and I don't consider myself a member of either of those parties, and they don't speak for me. And I might be the only person on the planet who, in the same calendar year, has spoken to Students for Liberty, Socialism Conference, and the U.S. Naval War College. But before I answer your question, sure, Shelby, I also want to say the vast majority of the hate mail that I get today is from hardcore partisan Democrats who are nothing more than lemmings for the White House. And when you watch MSNBC, it's like watching one big Obama for America meetup. And when you watch Fox News, it's full of conspiracy theories about the scary black Marxist Manchurian candidate who wants to resurrect Chairman Mao and put him in charge of our economy. And so, you know, I find that we're in a moment where, at times, Senator Rand Paul, for instance, when he filibusters the nomination of John Brennan, actually is reflecting what should be some of the core values of liberals when it comes to questions of civil liberties, of the rights of Americans to know whether they're on a kill list, on the right of the Congress to know what assertions the White House is making about who it can assassinate around the world, how it determines the guilt of individuals that it wants to target for drone strikes. Not a single Democrat would join Rand Paul in that filibuster. Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon came down to the floor and in some mild act of support for Rand Paul. But largely what you've seen happen is that this handful of largely libertarian, or some of them Tea Party members of Congress, have been leading the way and standing up to this White House on these issues because the Democrats have largely checked their consciences at the door of the Obama presidency. And so what we're seeing now is the reality that we only actually have one party in this country when it comes to national security policy and war policy. It is the war party. And it doesn't matter if it's a Democrat or Republican, the policy is consistent. We are living in a moment where we have a man in the White House who won the Nobel Peace Prize, who is a constitutional lawyer by training, and who is presiding over a global assassination program, and is presiding over a massive surveillance state. And a lot of liberals would have expected this from Dick Cheney, who's a cartoonish villain that I actually do think lives in a cave and spends his nights and days thinking of how to fuck up the world. But Obama, you know, look, if there's one major difference from the Bush presidency to Obama, we have a president who speaks the English language fluently, and which is a great change. But at the end of the day, I do think that Cheney is you know, on a fishing boat somewhere, having a good chuckle and thanking God that Barack Obama was elected president and not John McCain, because it made it possible for that one-party state to continue its reign. And Obama has expanded, in many cases, some of the most egregious aspects of the Bush-Cheney so-called counterterrorism program. He's become the drone president. He has poured billions of dollars more into the coffers of paramilitary aspects of the CIA. He has created a blank check for special operations forces to run this global hit squad around the world, and at the same time has pushed a neoliberal economic agenda. So you have the sort of iron fist of US militarism and covert action backing up the hidden hand of these neoliberal economic policies. And so where we stand, to come around to the question, is in a moment where at some point the American people have to ask themselves what they're going to do about the fact that there really is only one party that is running the show when it comes to foreign policy and military policy, and if we want to continue into the next half century under this model.